Hey horror fans, once again it is me, the Horror Miser G. Yes, counting down the final 2 days of the 31 days of horror because Halloween is on Monday. And here I am, I'm going to review the final film in my Underworld film series, Underworld Blood Wars. Now, Underworld Blood Wars is a 2017 action horror film. It was directed by Anna Forrester. It was written by Kyle Ward and Corey Goodman. Now, the film stars Kate Beckinsale, Theo James, Laura Povin, Tobias Menzies, and Charles Dance. Now, in the fifth film, death dealer Celine fights to end the internal war between Lycan's clan and the vampire fraction that betrayed her. Yes, this is the final film so far in the Underworld film series. Now, just to give you a heads up, I actually did review this film probably when I first started my channel back in 2017. So this is going to be a more defined review of this film. You know, when looking at the box office results from Underworld Awakening, you know it grossed only to $62.3 million in North America, but over $160.1 million worldwide. So both Screen James and Lakeshore Entertainment had to make a decision on where to take the series to. It's obviously that it's still popular, probably not in the United States and some other parts of North America, but it's still popular overseas, so we still have something, they still believe they have something that they can still sell to the audience for this movie. So it was decided to first reboot the series at first, but later on they changed it to the fifth entry of the series. It was going to be called The Next Generation. Obviously going to create a new batch of death dealers and Lycans, hence Next Generation. Theo James, who plays the vampire David, would return as a lead, but then Liz Wiseman said that Kate Beckinsale would also return as Celine as well. I think they wanted to continue to put Kate Beckinsale in this film series because everyone loves Celine. I do love Celine. I think she's one of the best vampire female portrayers that I've seen so far in all the vampire films. Just as much as I love Christopher Lee as Dracula, I love Kate Beckinsale as Celine. They decided to go to cinematographer and TV show director Ann Forrester to make her full-length directorial debut, and they decided to have Corey Goodman and Kyle Ward write the film that would now be called Underworld Blood Wars. Now, in the film, it's been rough for death dealer Celine since the events that took place in the previous film, Awakening. You know, they still can't find Michael, he's still missing, and now it seems that both the vampire and Lycan clans are after her for separate reasons. First, the Eastern Coven is after her for the killing of vampire elder Victor, and the Lycans, now led by a new mysterious leader named Marius, wants her because he believes she knows the location of her now missing daughter Eve. So Michael's missing, Eve's missing, the vampires want her, the Lycans want her. What's Celine going to do? Oh boy. Now it seems, as the show continues, as the film continues, both the vampires and the Lycans clans want Celine's blood. As Samira, a council member who is looking to become an elder, believes that if she can get Celine's blood, because if you remember from Evolution, she now has she has Alexander Corvinus' blood in Flora, so she wants that because she feels as though that would make her an elder for her own purposes. While Marius believes that with Celine's blood, it will lead him to Eve's blood because he wants to create an army of werewolf vampire hybrids. You get that? Yeah. Very lot of exposition so far in this film. Now this will lead Celine on an adventure that will lead to the discovery of another vampire clan and fighting the Lycans to prevent the annihilation of the vampires because as we've seen before, the vampires are leaderless. They're fighting against each other, and Marius is taking advantage of that, and they're on the brink of annihilation, so they definitely want to try to prevent that. Marius wants Celine's blood because he thinks that's going to lead him to the location of Eve, so that way he can get Eve's blood to create an army of vampire werewolf Lycans. Yeah, so that's basically what this whole film is about. Now, when you're into the fifth film of a franchise, filmmakers seem to always have a problem coming up with a compelling story that will get the audience interested in seeing the film. Now, unlike if you have properties like either Star Wars, Star Trek, some of the more popular film series, you always have trouble trying to come up when you're always into the fifth film. The Terminator is a great example when you have problems when you're into the fifth film, because the stories become more diluted. I mean, we had that problem with, like, see, whether it was Freddy, Michael, or Jason, their fifth films seem to be troublesome because you have to come up with something compelling and different to keep the story fresh and interesting. And Underworld has the same problem too with this film, because for me, Blood Wars is the weakest film in the franchise. Now, while I like the idea that Corey and Kyle crafted here, it's the weakest in the series is mainly due because of the weak characters and shoddy CGI effects. It's the worst in the series when it comes to the CGI, which has been somewhat of a staple here in the series, because I do like how they use the CGI on the Lycans here, but not this one. One problem is Samara, played by English actress Laura Provern, because the character isn't developed enough for the audience to understand her motives for taking Celine's blood. It seems like she's brought into this show because they wanted to create new characters, which is good, but all of a sudden, once we get to at least by the end of the first act, we see that she's betrayed and wants to take her blood, and it's like, wow, that's quick. What purpose is that? Why she's after her? We really don't have that much character development in her, other than the fact that she wants Celine's blood because she wants to become an elder and probably take over the coven. The big problem is Marius, played by English actor Tobias Menzies, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, who really isn't given enough by Corey and Kyle's script to make him the threat that Marius is supposed to be. And to be honest, Tobias really doesn't do anything to lift the character to make him the threat that he is supposed to be. He's kind of flat, kind of bland. He really doesn't pose the type of threat like Victor did, or even Lucius in the film. That's what the problem that we have in this film is, either Samaria or Tobias. They're not I should say Tobias. Marius, especially Marius. He's not the threat, and again, mainly because of that and the bad CGI effects, he's no threat, as opposed to, say, Quint was in Awakening. I actually like Quint better in that film than Marius in this film. Now, of course, at least we still get the slick, gothic-like atmosphere that has been a staple of the series, and I do like the scenes that take place in a new Nordic coven. Yes, we have a new coven that we haven't seen before, and again, nice to add something new in the series, and I like the style and the place, the Arctic atmosphere that we get in the Nordic coven. I'll get my words together. Speaking of the Nordic coven, it was nice seeing new characters such as Lena and her mother, the elder Vidar, appear in the film. I really want to see more of them. They were interesting characters, but they don't get enough screen time in the film, and I actually want to see more of them than I did of Marius and Samira. Another problem I have with the film are the continuity issues, especially when it comes to Michael. Now, I understand that Scott Speedman, who plays Michael Coven for the first two films, wasn't available, but to kill him off as easy as they did doesn't fit the hybrid that he is supposed to be, because as we saw in Evolution, Celine states that he can be very powerful. We don't know how his powers will be. He actually gets killed in Evolution by Marcus, but he comes back to life. And I don't know what Corey and Kyle were thinking, but just to kill him off, and especially kill him off screen, that's a weak way to do it. I mean, if you're going to do that, at least show it and find out why he's dead just to kill him off screen. That's terrible. And again, it's like I said, I don't know if they knew what the problem was, or if they knew what the writers were doing when they created Michael, and to kill him off that easy. Again, continuity issues. If you're going to kill a character such as Michael, you should at least do it on screen and come up with a plausible way as the reason why he died, because he's supposed to be a very powerful hybrid. And I don't think killing him off that easy is a kind of an insult to the character for me as well. And I don't think Marius is smart enough to actually kill him. At least Kate Beckinsale is great once again as Celine, who, despite all the odds against her, shows her determination, will, and strength to fight back against all the forces that are against her. And I love the new power she gets from the Norvic Coven, making her even stronger, along with the power she received from drinking Alexander Carmina's blood from Evolution. Yeah, sort of like the Flash. While the fight scenes are good, and as I stated before, the CGI is shoddy here, especially with the Lycans. It's the worst I've seen in the series. The fight that she has with Marius is... I kind of actually like the first fight that they have, but because the CGI effects for Marius when he's in his wolf form are terrible. But I like the second fight in the end. But if the CGI were better, perhaps he might become the threat that he's supposed to be in this particular series. But like I said, the fight scenes are good, but unfortunately very poor CGI effects in this one. So, like I said before, Blood Wars is the weakest part of this movie. Very weak characters with Samira and Marius. Very poor shoddy effects. I kind of like the story, the Blood War aspect, and they do explain it very well. Unfortunately, it's just very weak characters here. Obviously, nice, slick, atmospheric production. That's what this series is known for here. But again, too many weak characters. So where does the franchise goes from here? Well, we don't know. There's been some speculation that they actually could do the sixth film, but that's far and away. They still don't know where they want to go with the series. Kate Beckinsale at first said that she was not going to appear because she's done enough, but then she said she's would once again like to appear in a sixth film. As far as what I would like to see the series go, I would like to see it either rebooted or, matter of fact, do a TV show on it. This franchise or this universe has very rich stories that they can tell, and you can actually expand upon the characters if you actually do a TV show or streaming services. You can do it that way if you can't do it on TV, or do it on a TV show, like have a 5-year run where you can tell very complex storylines on the streaming services, whether it be AMC Plus or Paramount Plus. That's where I would like to see this series go. So there you have it. That's my review and video for the day, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share, because it helps out with that YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button, ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Money G, and always remember that horror rules. Ha! And I see you in my next video. I'm out.